They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain the decaying faces of this place.
Hey everybody, what's up, man? Let's hold the truth hostage where the truth. Oh, Ali, what's good, man? Hold the truth hostage where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. We would hold the truth hostage. Full-time ghosting is not an option, it's the only choice. Hey everybody, what's up, man? It's been a while. You know what I'm saying? Kalala, what's good, man? It's been a while, man. I was in a car accident, you know, but I'm all right, man. You're not I'm not 100%, but I'm good enough percent, you know. So, I took a break here and there and just to get my head right, man. Get my head right and figure out what's going on and man, just get things right in my mind, you know. But yeah, it's been a while, man, and other than that, I'm good enough. Good enough, man, you know. But I want to thank everybody, man, for the support on Discord, man. Meant a lot and truly means a lot, man. A lot of people think, we're to show somebody support, we gotta throw the dollars at them. We gotta throw some money at them and stuff like that. That's when it matters. But if someone's, been through an incident, they got hurt or they're harmed, the best thing is support, man. You support somebody, you let them know. You know what I mean? You let them know, man. You hope they're okay. And they'll be all right, and they could keep moving. You know, that's a big thing. I want to thank everybody in the Discord, man. I want to thank everybody who hit me up, man. It means a lot. You know what I'm saying? It means a lot, man. And other than that, I'm all right, man. And shout out to the homie Ali. Hey, I'm sorry to hear that. Praying for your best. Yeah, thank you, man. I'm good. I'm back. Uh, just trying to get get my mind straight. But to get back to things, man. A lot has happened. I've been thinking about a lot of things, and I've been wondering about a lot of things, man. So before I say something, give me 1 minute. I want to share the channel quick. Yeah, yeah. Like what you could see right here. Let me take that banner out. Yeah, what you could see, I'm on the Hold the Truth Hostage channel. The reason I'm on here is that, man, you know, I've recorded over 626 videos, man. And I streamed a lot, but when you're like, what, man, I wanna, ask something or think about it, check it out, man. I searched divorce on the channel. Dude, man, I covered divorce, man. You know what I'm saying? I covered a lot of things. Feel free to look at the old content, man. Divorce. Let me see, feminism. Yeah, I spelled it right. Yeah, feminism, man. I covered feminism. You know what I'm saying? Everything has been covered. Not everything, but the reason I bring this up is that, man, feel free to search the channel. If you're looking for something, I think I covered dating. Let's see, dating. Yeah, I covered dating, man. 3 years ago, 2 years ago. You know what I'm saying? Dating's been covered. You know, I think another thing a lot of guys want looks. Let's see, looks. Yeah, I covered looks, man. Feel free to search the channel, man. Now, let me get back to stopping. Let me stop the sharing. Yeah. So what I mean. Feel free to search the channel, man. Let me see how much you think total size is of your content. Oh, dude. I mean, I'm at over 600, man. Over 600 videos, man. And you know, uh, I did a lot, man. A lot in a span of 4 years, man. That's a lot of content. And people can feel free, man. Feel free to check the channel, because a lot of times, man, a lot of times the stuff you want has already been covered, you know. And the thing I always tell people is, man, when you do these 5 hour, shout out to the homie Coach Soap Pill, you do these 8 hour streams, man. I don't expect everybody to watch the whole thing, you know what I'm saying? But one thing I do expect you gotta understand is, you can always go back. One of the problems we have is a lot of people always are looking for what you're making now, what you're making now versus, there's a lot of stuff, man, in the back. There's an endless amount. I've probably talked about, you know, now I'm at the point where I talked about so many things, man. You know, I'm asking people what to talk about, at some point, because I'm like, man, I've said so much over these years. Sometimes it feels like deja vu. I be talking to some people on the Discord, and I'm like, oh man, I spoke about that a minute ago. You know, but man, a lot has happened. And one thing I was thinking about before the car accident, I was watching like an Animal Planet show or something about nature and all that stuff, and I realized, like, I covered religion a while ago, you know, but I started thinking about religion, man. I started thinking about religion, and I realized that how there's a lot of propaganda on religion is what you got to do is watch one of these historical YouTube channels, not on human history, but like on dinosaur biology, prehistoric man. Because one thing I've noticed while watching these videos is, they never mention that a caveman drew the cross. Like, you'll never watch a video on the caveman, the saber-toothed tiger, and you'll never hear these scientists or biologists say, you know what, there was a cross in the cave. There was a cross, there was a Christian cross on the cave, and you could see Jesus and this and that. You don't hear that. You don't hear none of that, man. You don't hear anything about religion when they're talking about, biology from prehistoric times, and it got me thinking. It got me thinking a lot, and what it made me realize is that, man, it's and I've said this several times. In my honest opinion, you're free to practice religion, your faith. You're free to do that. You know, I've never had a problem with people practicing their faith. You're free to do that, but when it comes to people like me, I look at it, the fact that they don't bring up the cross. Think about it. I was thinking about something that think about when they speak about the arrival of Jesus, the arrival of God. Think about it. They only speak about God happening once mankind develops cities, what I'm saying, develop cities, develop nations, could read and write. But you do not hear about religion, God, and so on when they talk about the Neanderthals, when they talk about us as cavemen. You don't hear none of that. You don't hear nothing about there was a cross in a cave. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear none of that, and that's really them admitting that religion did not arrive until mankind started making a more cultural society, where there were housing and so on. And I started thinking, think about it, man. It's like Jesus and God arrived once the houses were built, once the towns were built, then out of nowhere, religion springs up. But when mankind was living in caves, living off the wilderness and all that, you don't hear none of that. You know what I'm saying? You don't hear it. You don't hear about a cross or nothing. And I started thinking about it, and I'm like, man, it's designed to limit us. It's a hard limiter. At the end of the day, you're free to, like I said, believe in whatever you want to believe. You know what I'm saying? You want to believe in God, religion, atheism, even atheism. A lot of people think atheism is, oh, I'm against religion. No, an atheist is just a person that doesn't believe in religion, that their whole mindset is based on not believing in religion. So they're still following some faith where they got to believe in something. You know what I'm saying? It's just the reverse of religion. You practice religion where you believe in religion and all that stuff. Then an atheist comes in and they practice the faith of not believing in anything. You know what I'm saying? It's still an organized way of thinking and believing. So what I started to think about is, man, I realized that a lot of what's going on with religion, if you look at it, with how it arrived to our lives and our society, it's solely built on once mankind was already established. It does not cover when we had caves and, like I was saying before, we had a society. Where was religion? You know what I'm saying? Where was religion during the caveman days? Where was religion during the crossing, the great crossing from the mega continent? I started thinking about that, and I realized that, yeah, man, it's religion is a luxury. I've been saying this for you know for over 4 years. Religion is a luxury. You know what I'm saying? It's a luxury. Once mankind could afford to have a society. Oh, Blue Circle was good, man. Oh, damn, Kalala, man. I forgot. That's crazy, man. I did not put Kalala. Kalala, I'm gonna fix that, man. I didn't even know I didn't have you on the wrench. And Ali too, man. Give some people some wrenches. But yeah, Black Circle was good, man. So I started thinking about that, and I'm like, man, religion is a luxury. Once we could afford to build societies and so on, then out of nowhere we have Jesus, God, and all these religions come in. But before we had housing and cities, nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, when you get the chance, man, watch a channel. Let me see if I can find it. Let me see. Saber tooth tiger. You know what I'm saying? Let me see. Yeah, you want to watch a good channel, man. I'll put it on. You know, you want to check out PBS Eons, man. Check out PBS Eons when you get the chance. On Saber Tooths, they talk about the prehistoric history. Cause a lot of people, man, a lot of people I've spoken to, you know, I've always asked this question. Are you religious by faith or by fear? You know what I'm saying? Is it faith or is it fear? And most of the time, people are practicing their religion and their faith out of fear. You know what I'm saying? think about it that when we were young, when we were little, man, I remember when I was little, man, you know what I'm saying? I was like in 7th grade or something. I was talking to my boy, or 8th grade, and I realized that religion, there's a lot of fear built in. Think about it when you were 2 years old, 4 years old. It wasn't Mortal Kombat that introduced you to skeletons and demons, dude. It was going to church where they told you, like, dude, some guys on a four horsemen will ride from the apocalypse, burning and killing everything. And you're like 4 to 5 years old. You're like, damn, god damn, man. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you're exposed to this level of violence, bloodshed, you know, and you got to question that, is this built out of fear? You know, and once I realized that, my loyalty to religion stemmed more from fear, then I said, yo, I don't really believe that. You know what I'm saying? If the whole thing that's driving me is fear, hell and repent and all this and that, then dude, I don't really believe. This got nothing to do with me. This is just the fear, And then when you do some research and look at, these channels that are covering prehistoric time, the fact that they don't mention the cross, they don't mention Jesus and God during the caveman times, it tells you everything you need to know. It tells you that, you know, religion was not something that came with us. It was something we eventually created. You know what I'm saying? And once you realize that it's man-made, it was created, then you can't be no longer attached to it. A lot of guys think, oh man, hold the truth hostage with this full-time ghosting stuff and zero attachments and all that. What is it gonna do for me and this and that? But think about it. If you're fully attached to your religion and your faith, as in that's what is your limiter. That's how you live your life. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm gripping my knuckle right now. I'm making a knuckle. If this is how you live your life, you just hold on to your faith and your religion, then you're now bound to it by its limitations, in that perspective. And then how can you basically move on with your life or find other solutions? How can you find other solutions when you're strictly in the grasp of your faith? You know what I'm saying? And we've been there where you talk to some people and they'll say, "Oh, that's against my religion, this and that, this and that." You know what I mean? They're limited. They have a limiter. And they will live and die by their faith. That makes them predictable. You know what I mean? That makes them, you can look at them and say, how they will be destroyed, and the limit to what they will find in their lives. Like I remember talking to somebody, and let's say they put you in like a mostly Muslim country, and you're a Christian. Somebody Christian will have a problem adapting to that country because they can't openly practice their religion without someone looking at them, versus understanding, dude, if you're a Christian and your whole faith is designed on your belief, as long as you believe in all that, who cares about the physical practice? So to me, man, when you look at religion, the fact that, give me one more second. Let me look into this channel. Let me show you something. I've oh, there it is. Yeah, you know, look, you know what I'm saying? Give me a minute. I'm gonna put this 'cause I'm on PBS Eons, you know. I'm on PBS Eons and not, and they're talking about 30,000 years ago. Let me share this with y'all quick. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna really play it, the audio or nothing. I just want you to see something because, in my honest opinion, man, this will free your mind. Look at this, man. What was the earliest surgery? And, they talk about 30,000 years ago. And guess what? They do not mention, they don't mention religion or nothing. They don't mention the religious practice of man during our caveman days and, living in the wild. And the reason I bring this up is that how old was religion? If religion isn't older than when we were in the caves, when we were in the caves in the jungle, throwing spears and, wearing freaking wolf pellets and furs, then then what does it mean? Then what is the meaning? Yeah, bro, 30K years ago, 30,000 years ago, you won't even hear them mention Jesus and God and all this stuff, you know? And the reason I bring this up is that a lot of guys, and we've been in the manosphere. I've been in the manosphere for going on over 7 years, nearly over 7 years, whatever. And I've noticed a lot, and we talk about the red pill, and we all know the red pill is dead. The red pill is a zombie. And a lot of guys that preach the red pill, they kind of align with the religion preaching, the propaganda. Because what will a red pillar bring up to? They'll say, it's always been man and woman, a family, a nuclear household. They will always bring this up. But if you do the math, if you look a little further back, you look about 100, no, let's say about 200 years ago, 200 years ago, marriage was not a normal thing. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't normal. It was really a bunch of the wealthy coming together. There's a part of that, the wealthy coming together to unite their family and their money and their resources. Yet you'll have these guys preach to you. It's always been like this. No, it hasn't. No, it hasn't. And the thing is, what they believe is propaganda. You know, this whole narrative of the nuclear family is nothing more than 1950s, 40s government ideals. It's governmental, pressures and propaganda to tell you what a family is. You know what I'm saying? Tell you what a family is, because if you can live under their thumb, it's a lot easier to predict. It's a lot easier to predict how a man will move if he moves based on the establishment, you know? That's why I see all these guys preaching this, oh man, it's a one man, one family, nuclear family, this, nuclear family, that. And you're like, dude, this isn't even natural. You know what I'm saying? This narrative you're pushing of the nuclear family, it's not natural. You know what I'm saying? What you're pushing is a man-made construct that was built around a society. You know what I'm saying? Where's this narrative of a nuclear family during the caveman days? The reason I keep bringing this back is that where is it? 30,000 years ago, where was marriage? You know what I'm saying? Where was it? Where was religion? Where was marriage 30,000 years ago? Where was it? You know, it wasn't created 30,000 years ago where they could control you and manipulate you. That's why on these guys that come from the red pill and, that keep telling me this whole patriarchal system. And I'm like, dude, that there's nothing patriarchal about that. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing patriarchal about a society where the men are living their lives based on what the government and corporations have deemed what a patriarchy is. You know what I'm saying? A patriarchy is, for example, let's say the homie Kalala. It's me going to the homie Kalala's house and he's living his life as a man. Turns out Kalala's got, I guess, 3 wives or something. You know what I'm saying? 3 wives. He's got 3 wives. I go there. I say, "What's up, Kalala? What's good, man?" That's a patriarchy. It's a man living his life based on his standards. You know what I'm saying? As long as it's not conflicting from a level of violence and danger to another man, there's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? A patriarchy isn't, well, the government has said that, we must be a family nucleus, and dude, then you're living by the government's monarchy, what they deem how you should live. This is why a lot of men, and I've covered this on multiple streams, this is why a lot of men are cheating on their wives. A lot of men are destroying their relationships because at the end of the day, that relationship is unnatural. You know what I'm saying? The limitations he's placed on himself is unnatural. It's unnatural. You know what I'm saying? That's why a lot of guys bring up the numbers. They'll say, "Yo, hold the truth hostage. That's a 9, that's a 10. What about it?" Yeah, that's a 9, that's a 10, but I'm a man that needs about, I need two dimes. I need two. I need two dimes. I need 1 9. I need 1 8, 1 7. You know what I'm saying? So how can your so-called one rating of one female be enough for a guy that wants more than one? You know what I'm saying? That to live his full potential. And I covered this on a video, Male Limitation Society. A lot of men don't understand that you're literally living in a society built on limitation. You know what I mean? All your aspirations are to live up to the standards of limitation. This is why a lot of men just walk around, and I chop it up. I've talked to a lot of men from many different walks of lives. Some of the homies are making 6 figures a year, 7 figures a year. Some of the homies are making 5 figures a year, four, all walks of life, but they all share the same struggle. And that struggle is that they're seeking to live their lives based on male limitation. They try to find their so-called happiness, success through the eyes of limitation. And that limitation is so engraved in them, they believe that it's a normal thing. Like, dude, the whole family court, the whole marital status, if I'm gonna give you a piece of math to live by, bro. If it isn't, I'd say if it's not 30,000 years old, like the homie Kalala was laughing at, if it isn't 30,000 years old, then it isn't natural. You know what I'm saying? It ain't natural. If it's not a 30,000 year thing, we've always been doing this for 30,000 years, then what is normal about it? You know what I'm saying? A lot of men up here have been living by these stipulations, and give me a minute. Let me see brand. Give me 1 second. Trying to find it. Where the hell is it? Oh wow. Wow, I cannot. Oh, that's crazy. Oh, that's crazy, man. I can't find it. Oh wow, that's insanity. Yeah, yeah. So, like I even wrote a book, man. I wrote the book, Man Vantage. I even wrote Man Vantage for that, where the goal was to tell guys, everything that's going on, man. You know, the state of society, what you're facing as a man, and how it will impact your life. You know what I mean? And let me see. Let me go to Amazon quick. Okay, yeah. Give me a minute. Give me 1 second to share it. Share the screen. Amazon. Yeah. You know. You know what I'm saying? I wrote Man Vantage for that reason, man. I took my time, sat down, in 70 pages, I basically break it all down, and very soon you'll be able to order the print, you know, of Man Vantage. I wrote it down, and feel free to get you a copy of that, because basically I break it all down. the math. And the thing about Man Vantage is that uh it's pill free, man. I didn't put the black pill. I didn't put any pills in it because while writing the Man Vantage, I thought about it. What does the normal man want? What do you want? What do you want to share with your family members, the men in your life, and how can you help them? You know, and that's Man Vantage. And why did I call it Man Vantage? Because that's how our ancestors used to live. They used to live their lives based on the advantages of being a man, not the limitations. The society we live in now, we live our lives based on the male limitation, the limitations of being a man versus how our ancestors that got us here lived. They lived based on the man vantage, the male vantage point, the advantage of being a man. You know, they've taken that away from us when it comes to the societal messages, movies, everything. Everything's designed from the perspective of male limitation. You know what I'm saying? That's why I tell people we live in a male limitation society. You know, a lot of your thoughts and your natural wants have been demonized. Like, think about it. Like right now, you know, uh, shout out to the homie, I think DVD. DVD brought up something. Um, and I've been bringing this up for months. I've been bringing this up for years. There's a lot of guys that will bring up, well, man, I'm trying to be a Chad. I'm trying to be the most attractive guy, and I can be this and that. But how? Like, how can you achieve that? How can you achieve this form of attraction in a society where as soon as you were born a male, that's a problem, and it's escalated. It's escalated to the point where they want to eliminate. They've deemed the straight male the most dangerous male in this country. The most dangerous man in this country by the media, by corporations, by the law is the straight male. You know what I'm saying? That you being straight is you declaring that you're a threat and a danger. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people bring up, well, what do you mean by that? Hold the truth. Well, look at all the laws, look at all the stipulations that's going on. I mean, for example, I've worked at bars, a lot. I work at bars on and off here and there. And you could see this within the bars. That bars, when bars were first opened, it was usually, if you look it up in history, it was mostly men going to the bar. They went to the bar to drink after work, talk and, BS, do all their stuff. Then they went home. So the bar started with male uh compatriots, I forget, male customers, whatever. Then the bar became, women and men started intermingling. They had women and men at the bars. But the stipulations of the law changed. And the law has become, well, if you're a straight male and you're drunk, you can't be drunk. You can only be drunk. And I'm giving you this perspective as a guy who worked as a bouncer. You know what I'm saying? I've done it. I do it on and off, 6'7", 270 to 280, whatever pounds, whatever you want the number, 280, 270, whatever. And I've worked as a bouncer, and the rule of a bouncer is of a guy can be drunk at the bar, he's had too much. You know what I'm saying? He could be drunk, he might start a fight, you know, but when it comes to the relationship between the man and the woman, now that man can't be drunk. You can't be drunk. You know what I'm saying? If you see a guy just wobbling, walking out the bar, and then the girl he's with is wobbling and walking, the narrative, the legal narrative is that that man is taking advantage of that woman because alcohol, even alcohol, even alcohol is what I'm saying, is sexist. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol is sexist, alcohol will make women drunk and intoxicated, but alcohol will not make men drunk and intoxicated. You know what I'm saying? Alcohol is sexist, so you see it at the bar, where the men and women walk out together, and the first threat will be, oh, that man's taking advantage of her. But dude, they're both drunk. Now, if it's in reverse, if that guy was I've changed the word. I've changed the word. I don't call it you know, Transformers. I don't do that no more. The new word I go by now is man former. You know what I'm saying? What is a man former? Well, a man former is a man who formerly identified as a man. The man former. You know what I'm saying? So Shiwadomi Kalada, 100% seen example on Twitter with grape charges on drunk. You know what I mean? Or twisted reality. What's good, bro? What's up, man? Hope everything. It's been a minute, man. Been a while, man. I'm coming up. I feel like Michael Jordan in '93, man. I'm coming out of retirement. You know, coming out of retirement. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. So a lot of guys, if you were a man former, and you walking out with a chick drunk and all that, it's all good. It has been demonized, the straight male. The straight male is deemed a demon. You got Congress women saying, "Oh, the most dangerous thing is the straight male," because a lot of guys, and I've said this for years. I say this over and over again, that the whole narrative was of removing the father from the household. A lot of guys, when they hear, "Oh, removing a father from the household," demonizing the father, "Oh, that's just for divorce, alimony, and money." No, my friends, no, no, no. The removal of the man was to literally turn the children that are created by straight men into a commercial commodity. A commercial commodity. You know what I'm saying? You think a father would let his daughter, if he had all the say in the household, he would let his daughter participate in a beauty pageant where they got a little girl wearing makeup, and you got adults judging little girls wearing makeup and exposing themselves. You think a father would be all right with that? You know what I'm saying? Does that sound normal to a man that'll be a father right now? Hell no. What you mean you gonna have my daughter walk around wearing makeup and to impress some adults looking at her? Get the hell out of here, man. That ain't going down, you know. And what's on the rise right now? You know what I'm saying? What's on the rise now? Yeah, adult men judging. Yeah, what's on the rise now? Child trafficking. Like, child trafficking is on the rise. And I was actually talking to one of my elders, and he brought up a super smart he taught me something. He said, "You know what, man?" He said, "A lot of these child trafficking situations, they don't happen outside." He told me, "Yo, they don't happen outside." He said it happens at, like, your local bodega. It happens at your local corner store, and these type of situations. Because your kids, think about it. You'll send your kid out, like, at I was there 10 years old or something to go get some candy at the little bodega, the little store, and then that bodega owner, and if you from the hood or something, you from the neighborhood, a lot of these stores pop up and close up. They open and close just as quick, and you don't even know who's in them. You know what I'm saying? So what's to say that child trafficking, it's happening right at your doorstep? It's happening at your little bodegas, your little stores that are open, little convenience stores. You know what I'm saying? Because what a lot of straight men don't get is, once a society deems you being straight a problem, that means everything that was created through the interaction of a straight sexual relationship, it will be prey. it will be prey, man. It will be prey. You know what I'm saying? It will be preyed upon. Children, you know what I'm saying? Children are being preyed upon because you're in a country where a lot of the straight men are being looked as kind of like, I forget what they call it with the bulls. Like the bulls are just there for, breeding. That's what the men are. They're just breeding. You're here to breed. You breed and have a child, then you lose access to your child. You know, then the government gets it. That's the factory. It's been automated. Okay, he has a kid. Then he has a kid in a legal situation where he has no authority in the relationship at all. And if his baby moms wakes up one day and says, you know what, you don't need them kids, I'm taking them, Tom Brady style. You know what I'm saying? Giselle Bundchen took the kids, just drove off with the kids. And what could Tom Brady say? You know what I'm saying? But let Tom Brady do that. Let Tom Brady, the father, just, you know what, guys, I'm having an argument with your moms. I'm just going to take y'all away. I want to spend some time with y'all away from your mom right now. Oh my God, he kidnapped his kids. You know what I'm saying? He kidnapped his kids, man. That's right. He's been a father, a good father to them for over 10, 15 years. And just because he wants to spend time with his kids alone, he's kidnapping them. You know what I'm saying? This is the society you live in, man. This is why I keep telling guys that the full-time ghosting thing, man, it's you know what I mean? It's the only solution, man. Because the major problem we have in society is that too many men are still attached. You're still attached to this society like you could do anything that would ever make them proud. You know, the only thing that will make this society proud is if a straight man became a man former and denounced his manhood, said he's going to be cutting off his privates and becoming a man former, and he will add to the artificial female vote. The artificial female vote. This is why they're pushing this whole narrative of, and to me, it's sickening, man. You hear save the trans kids, man. This is crazy. You know what I'm saying? This is borderline. Yo, we've reached the end, man. It's over. Where I've been telling people we're in the over age, man. A lot of people don't listen to that, but we're in the over age, man. The over age is morals are over. Morality is dead. You got celebrities worth millions of dollars saying save the trans kids. You know what I'm saying? You got Dwayne Wade saying his child could teach him something. A kid who's 12 years old that don't know nothing, 8 years old, 10 years old, don't know nothing, or my kid could teach me. Because it's all about removing your accountability as a straight male adult, your accountability and responsibility, and throwing it away. So you're literally producing children to be fed into the system, you know, fed into the system to be future drug addicts, you know what I'm saying? Body dysmorphia where they'll cut up their body and so on, But I'm before I get back to this, I want to answer something the homie DVD asked me. Let me answer it quick. I think he asked me about and I think I covered this a while ago, but let me just answer for him quick. Give me 1 second. I might spell it wrong. But I think it's called Oofy Doofy or whatever. Oofy Doofy. Right, I might have spelled it wrong, but whatever. Yeah. But the Oofy Doofy, the DVD asked me about this as a request. So the Oofy Doofy, and I'm gonna get to it quick. The Oofy Doofy rule, man. I spoke about this a while ago. It's really a lot of men finding value in being a victim. You know what I'm saying? And identifying their value as a victim from a perspective of, well, I'm not a Chad, I'm not a Tyrone, I'm below that. I'm a lesser than that. I'm a sub 5 or whatever you want to go by. I'm a quote unquote oofy doofy, Steve Urkel looking whatever, and they want me more. They want me more than a Chad and so on, which is built on a complete lie. Because if that was so true, if the so-called oofy doofy rule was you know, in action and it actually had value, then you would look at that on mainstream society. The majority of the men that would be advertised would be your so-called oofy doofy type of guys. But that's not. The escapism and the romance is usually looked at from a perspective of the Chad, the Tyrone, the Enrique, you know what I'm saying? The Jose, the Enrique and so on. The oofy doofy rule is basically a man saying that again, and I've been saying this with the pink pill. A lot of guys don't believe me, you know, and I've called out the pink pill over 2 years ago that this would happen. Doofy Doofy is just a man claiming that this woman's validation and valuing of him is worth more than anything in his life. You know what I'm saying? And the fact that she's looking away from his looks, she's like a deity. She's a deity that has accepted him as her main follower in religion. This is why I say the pink pill is inevitable. And I've been saying this for years. I made a video, and it's probably over 3 years old now, called I think it was called yeah, the wife is the finish line. If you just search my channel, you search finish line, you'll see the video. These oofy doofy type of guys are basically guys that place the woman as the finish line in their life, is in the main objective, the main form of success is having a woman around them that has validated their existence. She is priority. And then they'll claim, well, I look bad and so on. This is all utilized to ignore their resources. It's to ignore their resources. We got to remember what happened with Black Pill 3.0. 3.0 or 2.0, I ended up fixing it, and the fix is it's looks, status, money. You know what I'm saying? This is what you fall under. These are the three realms a man will fall under. So this so-called oofy doofy guy, the looks aren't there. So what's left? It'll be the status and the money. You know what I'm saying? That's where he's at. And the thing is, your so-called oofy doofy guy, whatever, will claim that, well, it's because he looks bad. No, that's the delusion. That's the delusion to say that, well, she's attracted to me because I look bad. No, that's the whole narrative of you being an oofy doofy, as they say, is you don't have the looks. So what's left is your status and your money. And the status, I know I'm gonna show my middle finger. Oh man. Oh wow, look at that. Yeah, the status. So what is the status? The status is that A, you lack any confidence or self-worth as a man. You lack any self-worth of your manhood or anything like that. You will cling on to this woman and give her absolute control over you. You know what I mean? I've seen it. I've worked a bar where I've seen your so-called oofy doofy, whatever. You know what I'm saying? In a society where there's so many fatherless daughters, you know, why wouldn't it be an advantage for a woman to attach herself to a man where his status is that he's not great at he's very introverted. He's not great at socializing, and what does that mean when he doesn't have any social skills? He doesn't socialize with other men too well. So in not socializing with other men, he won't ever be completely aware of his manhood. You know what I'm saying? And he will be completely in her grip, her grasp. And we've seen the oofy doofy guy, the guy that will I think they're the guys that tend to be that soy face mean. And I've interacted with some of those guys on Twitter that will call me out. Oh, that woman isn't a meal. She isn't a piece of food. You know what I'm saying? These are the guys. So what happens with the whole oofy doofy thing is that these guys will basically, they don't have any social skills, or they've basically limited themselves to their appearance and how they look, so they don't understand that, dude, no matter how you look, you're a man. You're a man at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And there are certain advantages of being a man you can manipulate to your control, you know? You know what I'm saying? But because that so-called oofy doofy guy has no self-worth or value of being a man, he will place his manhood in her hands. You know what I'm saying? Basically, his balls are in her purse. You know what I mean? So he will basically claim, well, you guys are jealous because I'm getting all this attention and I don't look better than you. You know what I'm saying? W- You know, it's a form of delusion and insanity. Dude, she's not into you for your looks, the way you look. So if that's been stripped out of it, it's there's only two things: your status and your money. And maybe you don't have the money, so all you got is the middle finger here, the status. You know what I'm saying? All you got is the status. You know what I mean? Yo, Iori, what's good, man? What's good, brother? You know what I'm saying? Gotta ask, yeah, yeah. Gotta ask my wife for permission to go outside, guys. I don't think they would. Those type of guys wouldn't even ask for permission. But the oofy doofy guy is a guy who will have a chick and think, well, I look worse than you, so it's a win. It's a win that I got this chick that and I look worse than you versus understanding, dude. If she ain't with you for your looks, then it's the status and the money, and then your status is also built around your social skills and social ability. Like I've been in the black pill. I've been there. And one problem with status is everybody points out status from a perspective of, what you have. As in, okay, man, it's he's got the status to get this and get that. He's connected to a lot of people. Yes, but status, there also has to be a level, some social skills attached to the status. You know what I'm saying? Your social skills and your social ability. You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, you know what I mean? So a lot of these guys that suffer from this oofy doofy thing where their finish line in life is with the woman they're with, they do not see what's inevitably coming. They think they're special. When in the eye of the law, you know what I'm saying? And we've seen it where a lot of these tech guys, there's a if you want to call him an oofy doofy, there's a tech guy on YouTube, lost his whole family, man. He's a programmer. He got over 1 million subs on YouTube, and he's crying about losing his children and his daughter. I think he lost one of his kids. His wife just upped and packed up, got the divorce, and now he can't see his kids. You know, you know what I'm saying? Because he never understood the what being a man is. It doesn't matter your looks, your appearance. In the eyes of the law, if you're a man and you're straight, you're all gonna suffer the same way. In the family court, the suffering will be the same. So a lot of these so-called oofy doofy guys, it's a bunch of guys that are basically saying, well, guys, I don't she's still into me, she cares for me, because I don't look nothing like your so-called Brad Pitt, your Chad, and your Tyrone. So whatever we have, it has to be real. It has to be true. You know what I'm saying? It has to be true because I'm not a model or nothing. You know what I'm saying? I'm not a model. So if she's zoned in and focused on me, then it must be true. It must be real. Versus them understanding that, yo, man, you're in a situation where potentially, and I've seen it at the bar where the chick is with a guy that's currently within her social caliber. You know, she might be too shy and this and that. So the guy reflects that. And then, yo, then you know I'm a bouncer. Next thing you know, man, I'm getting a hug from his girl and this and that. And it's happened, man. I remember a chick was married, bro. Chick was yo, the chick was married, man. You know what I'm saying? Chick was married and dancing up on me, giving me like a just twerking and all that, giving your boy a standing lap dance. And then she said, "Oh my God, I'm married," and yo, her husband was like literally, you know, a little few steps ahead. He was holding two beers, drinking by himself, while his wife was like giving me a standing lap dance. You know what I'm saying? Twerking, and I'm like, I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Then but I know I speak female psychology. A lot of guys don't understand that. When she told me she's married, whatever, she was trying to confirm in her mind, look, I'm married and I can still do this. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't no guilt or stuff like that. She was just validating that she's married and could get away and could still do this. You know what I mean? What is he gonna do? Like, what is that guy gonna do, man? He's gonna go cry at home or something. You know what I mean? He's not. He's in all honesty, he's not man enough to leave anyway. You know, one of the biggest scams in the manosphere is you hear this narrative of cheaper to keeper, cheaper to keeper. You know what I mean? Cheaper to keeper. That's a lie. How is it cheaper to keep somebody to be in a relationship when it's volatile? You know what I'm saying? And you're increasing the rate of potential risk and what you're gonna have to pay up for anyway. The cheaper to keeper thing is just a bunch of guys that they don't got the balls to leave, man. You know what I'm saying? They don't have it in them. And then you're gonna hear this narrative of, oh man, I did it for the kids. You didn't do nothing for the kids, man. Oh, I stayed together for the kids. Nah, you didn't. You stayed for yourself. Because you know what kind of good example is it that your children grow up around you know what I'm saying, in a broken relationship where you got no stability, no authority? How is that a good thing? You know what I'm saying? Then you get upset and surprised. Well, my son wifed up, two single moms, blah, blah, blah. Yo, you taught your son how to coexist in destruction. You taught him that, you know? You're to blame. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of guys that walk around with this so-called fatherhood narrative. They were a good father. They stuck together. They suffered for the kids. If you got to put your problems on your children, you're not a good father. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple. If you're putting accountability for your choices on your children, you're not a good father. You're disqualified. But to end this whole oofy doofy thing is just a bunch of guys that have placed being with a woman at such a high value that they're looking to brag that they don't look good, they don't look as good as the other guys, and they're ignoring what they bring to the table. You know what I'm saying? They ignore their status and their money, and also they ignore that they're really I forget the word, they're like an emotional tampon. I've been telling guys the pink pill is real. An oofy doofy guy will just, and it's happened to me at the bar. Dude's wife is giving me a lap dance, and he just looked at me a little angry. He just looked and accepted it like he's just holding two beers, and you know, the oofy doofy is the guy that his wife will come home covered in the ranch dressing of another man. You know what I'm saying? Covered in the ranch dressing of another man, and she will kiss him right in the lips, and it'll be, oh honey, what? Wow, your clothes look unkept. You look like you've done some strenuous activity. Are you okay? You know what I mean? She will come with the ranch dressing. Oh, destiny. Oh, I'm so happy you brought up Destiny. Oh man, Destiny is man. That I did a stream, man. I predicted it. I told y'all Destiny was in the closet, man. He's in the closet, and Destiny was a weirdo, man. Full blown weirdo. Uh, who all of a sudden by the age of 30, you got millions of subs, and most of your subs are men. All of a sudden, you dye your hair like Ninja. You know what I'm saying? You're literally sharing your so-called saying you're sharing your wife in this when really she doing whatever the hell she wants to do. That's another coping mechanism of the pink-pilled man who will lie. Well, we're in an open relationship. She does what she want, I do what I want. Nah, man. There ain't no such thing. No such thing as an open relationship. No such thing. You know what I mean? No such thing as a voluntary open relationship. No such thing. You know, especially if you're married, there ain't no such thing. You're married. Like how can you tell her what to do when what's on the line is the divorce numbers, the divorce papers? You know, a guy like Destiny, man, to find out his wife ran off on him, and his wife's a weirdo. I think she ran off with him with some young dude, and I forget the type of movies. I forget that movie where a chick is like a dominatrix. She's a dominatrix or something. She divorced him and became a dominatrix to some weird guy. You know what I'm saying? Destiny was a weirdo, man. You know what I'm saying? And pretending to be straight, all of a sudden he's all over the manosphere for male attention. You know what I'm saying? When a guy is in the closet, when a guy is a part-time straight male, if you're part-time straight, PTS, you're part-time, you're a part-timer. What knowledge do you have for men that are full-time straight? You have nothing. For you being straight as a part-time straight male is basically it's not the priority. You know what I'm saying? Being straight for a part-time straight man is secondary to last. It's not a priority for you, man. You know what I'm saying? A part-time straight guy will be the guy that'll say, you know what, let's go to one of those, let's go to a rainbow bar. Let's go to a rainbow bar and chill. And you'll be like, well, yo, what you mean by that, man? I'm a straight dude. What I'm gonna be in a rainbow bar for? And they'll try to justify by saying, well, there's some lesbians in the rainbow bar. You know what I'm saying? There's some lesbians and some women. Why? Why would I go to a rainbow bar? I'm a full-time straight man, full-time. You know, how is this an option? We've seen that in the manosphere with your fresh and fits and all these all these part-time straight men pretending to be full-time. You know what I'm saying? In the closet, man. You know what I mean? That closet word it's hurt them so much, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's like I need to host an award show, the Closet Awards. You know what I'm saying? It's hurt them. It's done so much damage. That word closet. I've had trolls come after me. You know what I mean? You throw that word closet at them, and it's like garlic to a vampire. They just go, they just hiss at you, man. You'd say, dude, you're a closet, and oh no, how could you? You know? Yeah, so Destiny, man. Destiny is, in my honest opinion, he's preying on his straight male audience. Because the reason I say this is that okay, Destiny came out the closet. He said after over 30 years, now he's into, stuffing Fruit Loops up his ass. You know what I'm saying? He's into stuffing Fruit Loops up his ass now. Okay, you opened up with that. You're into doing that now, Destiny. So why are you trying to give straight men advice? You know what I'm saying? Why all of a sudden now Destiny qualifies to tell straight men how to live their lives, and you know what I mean, how to live their lives, who they should be with, you know. How does Destiny qualify? You know what I mean? Wouldn't Destiny now be in rainbow bars and celebrating the rainbow, taste the rainbow? He would get that as a tattoo on his neck or something like that. You know what I mean? But instead, he's in the straight male space because he's now, his number one game, the number one prey for these guys is a straight male. They want to turn them out. You know what I'm saying? They want to turn guys out. That's their number one goal. Destiny woke up, the smell of a straight male. He gets up looking for it. Your main audience are men, and you dye your hair blue all of a sudden, and then he still claimed he's masculine by saying, "Well, I'm not a bottom, I'm a top." I don't know what the hell he's saying. You know what I mean? So to me, this is the narrative that's going on in this society. And the whole oofy doofy thing, oofy doofy guys are basically, it's another way of saying a guy's a pink pillar. You know, it's a pink pillar, man. Who's valued the interest a woman has on him as though he's achieved something. Oh my God, guys, this chick loves me and likes me, guys. I've achieved so much in my life. And you're like, dude, man, none of this means anything in the family court. None of this means anything in the courtroom. And you deifying like as though Jesus is beside him. Like I've been telling guys for years, I made a video called The Virtuous Woman. There's a lot of men that are literally, they're not waiting for Jesus. They're waiting for the return of the virtuous woman, or they're waiting for a virtuous woman to choose them. You know what I'm saying? To choose them. That's what's going on. They've deified the female. Like, and you can look it up. There's a song that was dropped by I think, what's her name? Ariana Grande. She dropped a song called God is a Woman. You know what I mean? And if you listen to that song, you're like, yeah, I mean, I could agree with it. In modern time, yeah, damn right. Modern USA, hell yeah. I could see that 100%. You know what I'm saying? I could support that. I could agree with that 100%. In the age of the pink pilled age, the age of Will Smith. Think about Will Smith, man. A lot of guys don't get the Will Smith deal is that superstar. Will Smith was a mega star, man. Mega. You know what I'm saying? Mega star. Like, damn near godlike. You know, he could walk anywhere, Independence Day, you know what I'm saying? The hits Bad Boys, Independence Day, the Men in Black, they're all Will Smith had constant blockbusters, banger after banger, dude. You know what I'm saying? There it is. The homie Kalala said S tier. I don't even think he was S tier, man. I think it's like a godlike tier. Will Smith could go anywhere. Then out of nowhere, you see the real Will Smith, man. You know, you see him, you see the escalation of such weakness, man. All these years, he was acting as a straight man. He was acting as a so-called strong man and all that. Because I mean, when you look at Will Smith's kids and you even look at his past and you're like, man, that guy was, he's a weirdo, man. And he got exposed, he exposed himself, interviews where his wife is sleeping with another man and he's just crying because this is the pink pill, man. The pink pill is about one thing: the opportunity to worship the woman you're with is still there. The opportunity's still there. It don't matter if your girl came home neck, you know what I'm saying? It don't matter if she came home with a necklace made of ranch dressing from another man. You know what I'm saying? A straight up necklace. My man ain't even give her a headshot. He gave her a neck shot. You know what I'm saying? A neck shot of ranch. Put ranch all over her neck and she comes home. We're gonna be like, oh honey, let me help you wipe that off. No gloves. You know what I'm saying? No gloves. He's gonna take a towel. Let me wipe that off for you, honey. You got some on your neck. Let me wipe it off. And Yeah, I'll just you want me to save that? You want me to save his ranch dressing? You know, we got the Tupperware. I could put his ranch dressing that we wiped off your neck in the fridge so you could taste it later. You know, let's go to bed. Let's go to bed, honey. Come on, man. You know what I mean? This is the future, man. The oofy doofy thing, it's nothing more than a effeminate, you know what I'm saying, effeminate man that has placed his whole value on if a woman will tell him he's valuable. You know what I'm saying? Yo, you'll see these guys, and I've seen these oofy doofies. Yo, I was a computer engineer. I was making $600,000 a year. And then I got married with Sandra, and we had a kid, and she left me. And now I'm gonna cry to you guys on YouTube. I'm gonna cry to you guys on YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Dude, you made your choice, man. You ignored all the laws and stipulations and everything. You thought, oh my God, I'm different, I'm special. And you put the ring, you know what I'm saying? Lord of the Rings style. You know, you put the ring on. He said, "My princess, my boy, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? She's straight. I forget dude name that would say my precious on Lord of the Rings. You know what I mean? But yeah, the oofy doofy man. You want to know what the oofy doofy is? Just look up the video, The Pink Pill. That's really what an oofy doofy is, man. It's a man just looking for a woman to value him and tell him he matters. He's important. And he'll do anything. Like and you could see it. I've seen and the good thing about the oofy doofy rule, you know, the name, it's a good name because it's YouTube friendly, YouTube approved, it's clean. And I've seen the oofy doofy where I remember some chick, she's 9 months pregnant, and the guy was wearing the shirt, you know what I'm saying, stepdad. You know what I mean? Dude, a lot of guys on YouTube in the manosphere, I've seen it where they will say, you know what, guys, man, you got a chick pregnant on on a dating app. She's pregnant, saying she's looking for a good man, and you know what I'm saying? She's looking for a good man. Oh, JP, what's good, man? What's good, bro? What's up? What's good, brother? You know what I'm saying? You'll see these guys you call oofy doofies, whatever. You'll see them because a lot of guys don't ask the question, why would a woman that's pregnant feel comfortable enough to put it on the website that she's looking for a man and looking to date and marry? Why would she do that if it hasn't been proven that it could work? That she'll find who she'll find somebody. You know what I'm saying? Why would she do that if it doesn't work? There's a lot of guys in the manosphere sharing these videos. Yo, man, well, now she's 30 and she wants to settle down and oh, she got kids, she want to settle down. The wall, the wall don't exist, man. There's always a guy waiting in line, man. You know what I'm saying? Waiting in line, it don't matter, man. I was watching what is it? It Is What It Is by Cameron and Mason. You just hear these two multi-million-dollar rappers saying, "Yeah, you should wife. It's okay to be with a single moms and wife them up and all this and that." You know what I mean? This is how it works. Why would somebody do something if if it doesn't work? You know, we see it all over the dating apps, single moms, this and that, and they get wifed up because this is the nature of the beast where you're at in a male limitation society where most men are breeders. You're breeders and providers. That's it. You know what I'm saying? BP, breeder and provider. That's it. You know what I'm saying? You can't protect nothing. You can't protect anything. Been saying this for years. Why you think a lot of men online talk about, well, I'll be a good provider. They always lead with the narrative, I'll be a great provider. You can't protect what you're providing. There's no such thing as protection. protection, protecting, you know? That's where you're at. So the whole oofy doofy thing, it's really just a bunch of men that do not value their manhood or being a man that need a woman to validate their existence. You know what I'm saying? And they will be feminine. They will do anything. I've seen it. I've seen it. I've been in that location where, you know what I'm saying, a dude's wife came up to me, man. His girl came up to me and she said, "Oh, sir, you got some big hands. Could I touch your hands?" Right in front of her man. And I'm like, okay, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I put my hand, touch her hand, and then this is the sign I knew I was dealing with a pink-pilled man. Is she then asked him, "Hey, honey, doesn't he have big hands?" And yo, he said, "Yeah, yeah, he does, honey." And I'm looking into that man's soul like there's nothing here, man. You know, you know what I'm saying? This is what you've become. You know, I've been there. I've been there, man. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of guys think I've been there once in a while. No, bro. If I was to go to the bar tonight, I could recreate that scenario. You know what I'm saying? I walk around, I'm a rare guy, you know. It's a rarity to see guys that are, above 6'5", that ain't built like that long neck dinosaur, ostrich. I ain't built like an ostrich, you know what I'm saying? I've been around guys taller than me, but they built like some ostrich, they look like an alien, a long neck dinosaur or something. That's why when a lot of guys bring up all the height pill and the height and all that, dude, if you can have you know what I'm saying? You can have a tall, ugly car. Like, would anybody drive a limo? Would you drive a limo? If I offered you two different limos, you know what I'm saying? If I gave you a limo that was your classical limo, or I'd give you a limo that's like a Hummer limo, or like what if I had a Lambo that was a limo? You know what I'm saying? That's why when a lot of guys bring up the narrative, oh, you're tall, this and that. Dude, even if you're tall, you got to be built. Your proportions got to meet a certain look. You know what I'm saying? You're tall and built like a goddamn ostrich, and I've seen that. There's a lot of ostriches out there. That's gonna, you know. I'm not talking about the Myron Gaines thing, but I'm talking about there's a lot of ostrich cells, guys that are built like straight up ostriches, man. You know what I mean? Remember Space Jam, the movie Space Jam, with that tall looking alien. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of those dudes, man. Most tall guys, that's kind of how they come. You know what I mean? They come built like an ostrich, long neck, long arms, you know what I mean? Bony, look like if you threw a rock at him, his body would break, you know? There's a lot of those. But the oofy doofy, man, it's a pink pillar, man. It is the pink pill. It is a guy who literally puts his whole life on the line for that validation. And anything goes. Anything goes, man. It's the wild, wild west, man. I've been there. I've been there. I remember I was at a bar where a guy I was chopping it up with him, talking life, business, and he propositioned me, say, "Yo, man, yo, my wife met you, bro, and you know what I mean, my wife wants you to hit." And I'm looking at him like the back of my head, I'm like, I don't know about that. You know what I mean? He told me, "Yo, come to my crib, man, and you could bang my wife." Come to my crib, bro, and bang my wife, man. And in the back of my head, I'm like, I mean, I wouldn't do it in his house. I'm like, dog, you got cameras or some weird stuff. There's a lot of guys that use their wife or the woman they're with as a proxy. They use her as a proxy to get their closet needs. You know what I'm saying? They'll invite you to bang their wife, and next thing you know, that dude is there with a robe. Dude's there with a robe to watch you or something. You know what I mean? Shit is weird, man. Shit is weird right now. So the whole oofy doofy thing, man, it's a bunch of guys. Look, she chose me, guys. I look like Steve Urkel. She chose me. You know what I'm saying? I look like a nerd. I'm a computer engineer. She chose me. I mean, your status and your money, that had nothing to do with it. Nothing. You were chosen because you're so-called an oofy doofy. Yo, that oofy doofy word is good, man. It's a good word. YouTube will not harm you for this word, you know. But that's the narrative. And the whole oofy doofy thing, one more thing I'll say is that, dude, we used to think about it, in 2015, or was it 14? I think it was 14. There was a narrative that the Asian man is the least attractive man. The Asian man will never be number one. He will never be wanted or nothing like that. Then bam, BTS drops. BTS drops, and the biggest band all over America. White women, black women, Spanish women, all of them want the Asian guys. Want that BTS in their body. You know what I'm saying? So I wonder how many guys in America got their eyes slanted, that got the surgery to fake that they're Asian. You know what I'm saying? That slanted their eyes. Just look, I'm like BTS. You know what I'm saying? I only got widescreen. You know what I'm saying? I only got widescreen in my eyes too. Love me like BTS. You know what I'm saying? So the oofy doofy thing, it's constant. When you live in a society where the standards are not based on male morality, you know what I'm saying? The standard is based on your fellow man. Because the thing is this, a lot of guys like to bring up what is it, monkey branching. You know what I'm saying? Monkey branching. And that whole narrative is a lie. Because like I've been telling guys, how does a woman monkey branch when her father decides who she's gonna date and marry? So how is she monkey branching? How's she monkey branching when the standard is based on her father's standards? That's why a lot of these red pill guys, the scam. Think about it. The scam is mainstream. You know, the red pill. The red pill is mainstream. Think about that. You know what I mean? Just a bunch of guys falling into the scam. The scam narrative of monkey branching, the wall, and this and that. You're like, dude, the monkey branch did not exist on your perfect 1940s and 50s dream. The fathers decided who their daughters would marry. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, oh, look at that hold the truth hostage fella. Let me put the 50s. That hold the truth hostage fella. He's a good guy. He's a hard worker. He's a good man. I want to talk to him. I want you to marry my daughter. I'll be, all right, okay, let me look at her. Oh, whoa. You know what I mean? What is the family known for? Well, we're a family of car salesmen and we own a factory, blah, 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 blah. So marry my daughter. Oh, I guess I'm not doing nothing else. I'll wife up your daughter. You know what I'm saying? So the standard was based on the men. The men made their choosings, but when you live in such a effeminized society of men where men are so effeminized, where me saying this, that how could you? What do you mean the father chose who his daughter was? Like she's some type of material or something to trade. What gives her father the right to trade her or offer her hand? What gives him the right to do this? Oh, he's her father. Who's more qualified to decide who his daughter should marry? Who can read the character of the men around him than the father? You know what I'm saying? Come on, man. But that's the oofy doofy thing, man. I hope I answered it for you, DVD, man. But to get back to some things, man, a lot has happened. I've seen a lot. And, a lot of what I've confirmed is going on, man. The pink pill is running wild, you know. The pink pill is running wild. A football player got married to a chick that already had two kids by one kid by Future, one kid by Bow Wow. And in the same week, a basketball player wifed up a broad that's 38 that got a kid his age. The pink pill is the future, man. It is the future. A lot of guys have told me, "Oh man, hold the truth hostage. How could you say this and that and blah blah blah?" It can't be, dude. The pink pill is the future, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, 5 years from now, by 2030, think about this, guys. We're literally in 2024. Like, the 1920s. Now we're in the 2020s. And I said this on a stream before, is that if you compare the 1920s to the 2020s of now, it's not compatible. It is not compatible. It is a completely different society you're in, man. The 2020s, the 1920s could not, there's no way in hell that could happen right now. Not at all. You know what I'm saying? I'm not bringing up the racial crap. I'm not talking about that. You know what I mean? The standard of manhood in the 1920s compared, think about that. Like, I would challenge you to do some research on 1920s manhood in America. 1920s manhood and the law. Then do some research on, the 2020s. You know what I mean? Oh, the homie Kalala brought all sci-fi. Oh, 100%. I mean, the 2020s is sci-fi. We got all these people identifying as all these genders and, you know what I'm saying? People getting surgeries and you're like, dude, you're still a man, bro. It's just cosplay. You're just getting surgical cosplay. You're getting surgery to cosplay as a man for your whole life. It's it's cosplaying. You know what I'm saying? So if you were to do the math, bro, I would challenge anybody, please look up the 1920s and compare it to the 2020s, and I would dare you to say anything matches. And think about it. You know what's gonna be funny, man. Hopefully I make it to 2050. 2050 is gonna be funny as hell because 2050s will mean we finally got to the 50s that all these red pillars have prayed for. It was so great in the 50s. Well, we're in 2050, guys. We're in the 50s, right? We're in the 50s. Aren't you happy? We're in the 2050s, man. Aren't you happy we're in the 50s now? Don't you feel the 50s in the air? You know, nothing's compatible, man. Think about it. Like, we're literally heading to when Superman was created. No, I think Superman was created in 1939 or something. A masculine male hero. You couldn't do that today, man. He doesn't have emotion. He's not into his feelings. That's not a man. He's not emotional and caring. You know what I'm saying? Dude, we're in the 2020s, and bro, yeah, we're heading to the pink pill, man. I keep telling guys, I wrote the book Man Vantage. I want to thank somebody for reviewing the book. It really means a lot. If you got Amazon Unlimited, you can read it on Amazon Unlimited, whatever. And the physical book will be here soon. I thought about it. I plan to print out the book and give it away. I plan to give it away to some kids in the neighborhood, some people in the neighborhood. I might donate some of this book to the Boys and Girls Club, libraries, and all that. I plan to just give it out. You know what I'm saying? At first, I thought I wasn't gonna do it. I thought, you know what, man, I wrote that Man Vantage. I'm just gonna hide it and leave it alone. But yeah, I think I'm gonna start printing that out, man, and travel with it. Keep an extra copy. You know what I'm saying? be able to help a fatherless man and all that. Like, yo, man, I'm dealing with so much. Here you go, bro. Just read this book, man. You're good. You know what I'm saying? You'll be all right. You know, that's all I can do for you. Read that book. You know. So to me, man, we're in the pink pill age, man. And I know a lot of men are against it. I know a lot of men are struggling with this narrative that, oh, hold the truth hostage, man. You're negative. You're angry. I'm not angry at all, man. The full-time ghosting, man. There is no anger. I've done something most people can't accept. I've done what the system has done to me. I'm unattached. You know what I mean? I'm unattached. Once you unattach yourself to the society you're in, you know, once you say, you know what, man, they don't like me for being a straight man, I'll accept it. I'll accept it and move on. I don't seek to do anything that they glorify. I don't seek their glory or their praise. It got nothing to do with it. Because I already know I'm behind enemy lines. You know what I'm saying? Once you realize you're behind enemy lines, for being a straight male and so on in your society, you're gonna move accordingly. You're like, yo, man, I'm behind enemy lines. Like, why would I be, socializing with this system, trying to get its approval? Why would I try to live to its standards of manhood and masculinity when this system does not appreciate or respect straight men at all? It doesn't. You know what I'm saying? Everything, and the funny thing is, it all started, it was passed down in the 1920s. We're now in the 2020s, and manhood ended around the, what I'm saying? Like, I tell people, and I wrote in the book, I wrote a chapter in this book, and I tell you, by 1870, what I'm saying? 1870, I think they made polygamy illegal. And a lot of people think, oh, polygamy, man, that's just harems. No, polygamy means a man can reach his true potential. You know what I'm saying? He can reach his true potential. And he can help more women be mothers and mothers or wives, whatever. Polygamy helps the system. You know what I'm saying? It helps it. Remember that we men die the most. We die the most. You know what I'm saying? More men will always die. It's a natural order of things. You know what I'm saying? Who's gonna have conflict with a man first besides another man? So the by the law of conflict, a man will die. We die more. We're literally designed to die first. You know what I'm saying? We're designed to chase our goals and ideals and die for it. You know, death is a part of manhood, man. There's always the way we men live. There's always a reason to die. There's always a reason. There's all, what I'm saying? You gotta chase your goals or whatever you're trying to do. There's always a reason for a man to face death. It's the natural order. It's the natural order. So if men are constantly dying, you know, be it through the labor, the law, the work they do, work in the mines, working the oil rigs, working as you know, construction and all that. Men are always dying. If men are always dying, then that means you will always need men to be for the sake of your population. You always need men to be able to access as many women they can take care of. You know what I'm saying? As many women they can take care of, you will need that men to access them, or your population will die. Your population will struggle and it will die. Like right now in America, there's a low birth rate. The birth rate is dwindling. The damage has been done. I mean, think about it. Polygamy was legal, and last time polygamy was legal completely in the government of America federally, I think it was 1860. So that's 1860. That's over 100 years from now. The damage has been done, and I think it takes about 100 years or so for you to see the damage, the side effects of the birth rate and population, you know? So a lot of guys think when I speak of polygamy, they think, oh man, hold the truth hostage. You're speaking from a perspective of you know what I'm saying, a man hoarding women and getting all these women. No, man, I'm speaking on literally the safety and the health of your country and your society. If men are not allowed to procreate with as many as they can handle and take care of, as many women they can handle and take care of, you're dooming your society. You know, you're placing the life of your society on this notion that the men will live. Yo, men don't live, man. You know what I'm saying? Men, the number one killer in this country is stress. Number one, stress. Stress is the number one killer in America. It's stress. And who you think's dying the most of that stress is the men. You know what I'm saying? The men are dying, you know? So when you limit one man to this so-called non-polygamous society, you're setting up your society to really die. You know, the culture, everything will erode and it will die because you're not allowing the men to spread, the ones that are of most value, and you know what I'm saying, and that value could be altered because a lot of people when they hear, oh, he's, you know, he's a most valuable male, it's automatically the money and the wealth. But if he lives in a small town or a you know, poorer community, but he can provide for more than the average person in that community, you know what I'm saying, he can bring more children into this world, you know. So by virtue of doing that, when you eliminate polygamy as an option, you're destroying your country. And the other downfall of not having polygamy is also you're actually killing the stepfather thing. A lot of people in the manosphere will tell you, oh man, you know, stepfathers, it's a negative, this and that, you know, it's never been a thing. No, bro. The stepfather thing, it's always been a thing. You know what I'm saying? It's always been a thing in this society. You know what I mean? When you, even from the cave days, you know what I'm saying? The caveman days, you've always had it. A lot of men in the caveman days, they didn't know. They just bang a cave woman. And who knows whose child that was. You know what I mean? When you have a polygamous society, and let's say, for example, a man he's got 5 wives or something, and one of his boys or somebody he knows doesn't have as good a good you know, way access to get you know, the women he wants. Then guess what, man? You set him up with one of your wives. You know what I'm saying? You know, set him up with that. He knows her, he knows you, whatever, whatever. Now he has a kid by her, and they keep it moving. You know, that's the other thing with polygamy is it also helped end the single man thing. You know, how can there be that many single men when one man could help another man? Yo, all right, man. You know, you know what I mean. You take her, you get her. You know what I mean. We done. You know, and I know you a good man. You'll take care of it. Whatever. Do what you gotta do. Y'all be together. Y'all start a family. We still connected. It is what it is. We still cool. You know. So now you're in a society where polygamy is not allowed, and it's just, you know, the stepfather perspective is that of literally a guy who's coming for some super left. He's not even coming for leftovers anymore. It's really a guy taking, like, you know, taking the food out of another man's mouth. Like he just chewed the food, and you just, yo, give me that. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's become. The level of sickness, you know. So to me, man, this is why I tell guys with the full time ghosting is that, man, it's no longer an option. It's not an option. It's the only choice. Because if you don't accept the society you're in for what it is and move accordingly, you're gonna destroy yourself. You know? The amount of guys I know that are destroying themselves, you know what I'm saying, in a bad situation, or they're sick, their minds are hurting or whatever. The amount of guys I've seen are going through this trying to succeed in a society that tells them, because you're a straight male, we have a problem with you. You know what I'm saying? You were born male. That's our problem. You know what I'm saying? That's our problem with you. You were born a man. You know what I'm saying? This is why we're promoting this whole man former movement. You know what I'm saying? Because this is what we want. A lot of guys don't get, what do they get with the man former vote? They get a secondary vote to filter out the straight male vote. You know what I'm saying? To limit it or filter it. That's what this whole movement is about. You know, that's why they're putting the whole, save the trans kids and all that stuff, is because they want to get themselves a non-straight male voter as soon as possible. And if they can train them by high school or whatever to get them to be against the straight male, that's a new voter. That's a new voter for the government, man. It's a new voter for the whole system. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of guys don't understand what's going on, man. You know, they don't understand what's going on. And in fact, give me a minute, man. Let me check something. There's something I gotta show y'all, man. Cause give me a minute. Uh, oh yeah, there it is. Google Drive. Yeah, yeah. Give me a second, man. I gotta check something. Let's see. You know what I'm saying? I will be give me a minute. Let me share this, man. I will be dropping. I got the tools way back, but I will be dropping an album. Be dropping an album, man, and give you a preview of a sample. You know what I'm saying? A song I had on there. I'll be dropping. It's gonna be super lyrical, man. I mean lyrical on a level. You know, on a level. You will be shocked. But let me share this track with you quick, and I'll just share it. Let me play that. I call this song "Smooth Soul Flow." I'll be dropping it, man. I finally got access to eMastered, so with eMastered, I can drop a lot of stuff and get the music to sound a lot cleaner. But I plan to drop something, something that is super lyrical. So let me test. This is a song called "Smooth Flow."
Yo, hold the truth hostage, smooth soul flow. Let's go barlastic and make a classic. Cornflakes poured towards the bowl before frosted flakes were so broken until we'll gathered shattered glass. Reforming profile divided, realign whole before foe, known as last acts that make taking fatal mistakes. My eyes lie like my life beside fire's desire, burn up, engulf our world with witnessing me succeeding, achieving deeds deemed beaming out bright in sunlight like while motions of forms, lower life forms, the forms decompose while they declare days be named. Name paper displayed birth date, age of conforming and confirming to consumers or consume reflections of directions for conforming, favoring orders over solo devotion as individualism transitions to mimicking capitalism. Yo, smoke forms during sour burning celery greenery. Steam leaves leaders blind while guided by flaming haze.
Yeah, man. I've been doing some things, man. That was before the car accident and all that. Because to me, I'm telling you guys this, man. We're in the era of, you know, whatever you're doing, man, don't do it on behalf of society. You know, morals are over, man. We are no longer in the moral world anymore, man. The system has become the corruption. The corruption now is the very fabric of our foundation. The fact that you can have celebrities openly say that we should induce body dysmorphia into children. You know what I'm saying? We should save trans kids. Like think about this, man. Think about what you're hearing. That's why when people come up to me and tell me all this BS about, yo, man, you're not having good faith and this and that, dude, you're literally in a society where they awarded Dwayne Wade, the basketball player, TV spots. You know what I'm saying? They awarded him TV shows, family shows, when he openly said, I am not accountable for my children, my child. I do, he said his son could teach him things when his son was like literally 10 or 9 years old, whatever. He's literally abandoned his son, and this is who they're rewarding. This is why when I see politicians running with a family and all that family and married crap, I'm like, get the hell out of here, man. You're running with a scam. You're pretending like family matters when the whole politics of the system is to destroy that. You know what I'm saying? So this narrative of you pretending you care about family and all that BS, it doesn't work, man. But think about that. You're in a society where, and a lot of people ask, Hollywood and all this stuff. Why is Hollywood failing? Dude, how many freaking Hollywood actors where they're openly dressing their children, they're dressing up their sons as daughters. The amount of destruction and damage. What is this? Sharon Stone adopted some African kids and dresses them as girls. You know what I mean? The amount of poison, man. And this is stuff in the 90s you thought you would never hear. In the 90s will be there's no way in hell. If I went back to the past in the 90s and I gave a speech to some men, they'd be like, get the hell out of here. There's no way. But there's no way in hell this. Think about it. 1990 was what is that? Over 30 years ago? Over 30 years ago, the 90s, and everything's changed. In fact, let's not go to the 90s. The 2000s, you compare the 2000s to now, it is a completely different world. Completely different world. You know what I'm saying? The amount of poison right now. And then I talk to some guys that you want to start a family here. You want to live up to their expectations. You want to talk about attraction. You want to talk about attraction in a society you live in where they're openly telling you that the only time a man is a hero and should be respected is if he cuts off his balls and becomes a man former. You know, what value does that have? You know what I'm saying? Like I've been telling people, God bless America. America right now is strictly about the money. Money. That's it. The only option here in America is money. You make your money. That is it, man. I talked to some homies in the UK, some homies in other countries. If you what you got to do is compare your country. Compare its marital laws to America, compare what it's pushing when it comes to the social norms. If you're in a country where they speak of gender, that country's already done. It's over. If they're bringing up gender instead of the sexes, dude, there's only three sexes in this world. There's male, female, and hermaphrodite. Somebody born with multiple, both. That's it. Three. If you're in a country where they're bringing up my gender roles and all that, this made up scam, your gender is done. It's too late, man. It's over. You know what I'm saying? While you in that country, make your money. Make your money. That's it, man. That's it. If you're in a country where they're bringing up gender roles and they're doing all this fictional talk, doctors are saying, what's the gender of your baby? If you're in a country where the doctor is saying we need a gender reveal, if you hear the word gender, if the word gender is prioritized over the word sex, oh, your country, it's already done. It's over. It's over, man. When a doctor will come to you and say, well, let me, this is a doctor who's gone to school for over 4, 8 years, 10 years. This is a doctor, and they're going to come to you and play this game of gender. Let's have a gender reveal. Gender doesn't exist. You know, it doesn't exist. You know what I mean? It's fictional. You know what I mean? It's crazy house, asylum level. You know what I mean? Stuff. This gender. Let's give your baby a gender reveal, and you're like, what the fuck, man? You know what I'm saying? You're a doctor. You're a doctor. Why would a doctor come to me and say, you know what? Let me reveal the gender of your baby. No, you're a doctor. You're a man of science, right? So tell me the sex of my child. You're a doctor. You know what I'm saying? You got doctors telling you the gender reveal. That's when it's done, dude. I remember when I was applying for a job, bro. I'm applying for a job and they asked me, what's your gender? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's done. It's over. It's over, man. It's over, man. Why didn't they ask me for my sex? Male, female? That's it, man. You could pretend, that's what the gender thing is. It's adults playing pretend. I identify as a manatee. That's my gender. I identify as a manatee. A manatee. And you're like, all right, whatever, man. You can imagine whatever the hell you want to imagine. You know what I'm saying? But you have a society now where people that are playing imagination, you know what I'm saying? People that are playing imagination, they're in your Congress. You know what I'm saying? They're your Congress person. They're the ones. A man's going to a woman's stall and saying, I identify as a woman. And you don't think about this. And another thing a lot of guys don't think about is they're allowing men into the stalls where your daughter goes. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the homie, man, Blue H, what's up, man? Oh man, Blue H, respect, man. You already know, man. But think about that. They're allowing grown men to go in the stalls, the female stalls, where your daughter goes to. Your little daughter goes into that stall, you know? And this is openly being promoted by the highest levels of news stations and so on. That it's okay for a grown man. And when they advertise it, they don't advertise, for example, let's say you're at a Target. You're at a Target. You know what I'm saying? You're with your daughter at Target. She's like, Daddy, I gotta go to the restroom. You know what I'm saying? You let your daughter go to the restroom, bro. Your young daughter goes to the restroom and then she enters there and there's a hairy ass dude with a woman wig on, wearing a dress, you know what I'm saying, in the same restroom as your daughter. Like I had a theory, man. I had a theory and I developed this theory a couple months back. You know what I'm saying? How does someone get away with being they call it PDF file. How do you get away with being a PDF file? You have a transition. You know what I'm saying? That's how you get away with it. You get the transition, the surgeries, and now you can adopt kids. You can adopt them, try to go to the same restroom. You can do whatever you want, you know, so long as you have that transitional to becoming a man former. Like I saw a video where they had a guy, he adopted a boy, he adopted a little boy to play the role of his mother and then breastfeed him. You know what I'm saying? This is nasty, man. This is the world you want your manhood based on. This is the world you want respect from. You know, this is why I tell guys the full-time ghosting. You know what I mean? I stepped away from using O'Brien's bird. Was good, man. What's up, brother? Word. Thank you, man. Much respect. You know what I mean? That's why I stepped away from I don't really use the black pill as a signifier anymore. You know what I mean? I don't use it that way. I don't you know what I mean? I don't use it like that anymore. I've kept I moved on to do my own thing. You know what I'm saying? Because let me see. You know what I mean? I moved away from it because I'm like, man, we gotta, there's stuff has become too oversaturated, man. It's too oversaturated with you know, with people with a lack of standards. You know what I'm saying? There's a lack of standards in the sphere. And I stepped away from it. You know what I mean? I just do my own thing because the way I look at it, man, I look at it as that men no longer want to listen to opinions anymore. You know, men don't. Yeah, like the homie said, Kalala evolved. Yeah, I left the black pill. I left it because I look at it as you can't help, you can't really guide anyone with that anymore. It's the problem with the black pill situation is it's too oversaturated with infiltration. There's too much infiltration in the black pill community. You know, I can't really point to say go listen to some black pill content. You know what I'm saying? I do that. I'm gonna lead them. I'm gonna lead them to be fed, to be eaten alive, man. You know, as now it's oversaturated, it's overrun. You know, the standards. It's too oversaturated with infiltration. And I think today's men want one thing, man. Yeah, I think that we've had it. Men don't want to fit into this society. Men don't want any illusions. Men want the truth. They want it ain't the truth. I mean, men want the solution. That's it. We don't It's the solution. That's it. That's all men want now. It's the solution. And my proposal is very simple. You know what I'm saying? There's only one solution, man, and that's the full-time ghost. You know, you can no longer attach yourself to this society. The society is already disattached and disassociated with you anyway. The society tells you every day, we do not want you. We do not want to converse with you, straight man. We don't want you to have a family. We don't want you to have anything. You know what I'm saying? And the way I look at it, to evolve, like the homie Kalala said, is to move on from all this stuff. We gotta accept that the society no longer wants us. They no longer want you. They want you to make money. That's it. When it comes to personal, to me, the way I look at it now, personal is dead. Personal does not exist anymore. The society we're in, the only thing that exists is business. That's it. For the straight male, it's business. You can't start a personal aspect of life. And I plan to make a stream. I know some of the homies, if you got kids, I got to make a stream on that. I got to talk about, you know, my theory on children. Because if you got kids right now, there is still a way you could potentially, save them. Potentially. Keyword potential, to save them. Potentially. I heard the Congress passed a law that now schools must teach the rainbow. All public schools must teach the rainbow and expose your children to confusion. You know what I'm saying? This is the society we're in, man. And a lot of people want to pretend they don't see what's going on. Oh man, I'm trying to start the family. I'm trying to succeed here. I'm trying to Why am I not attractive? Why would you want to be attractive in a society where they don't want you at all? They don't want you. You know what I'm saying? The straight male is a problem. The straight male is being seen as a demon. You know what I mean? They're comparing you to demons, man. And this is the society you want to get their attention. You want to continue this. My theory is if you got kids in this system, you know what I'm saying, you got children, it's gonna be a damn war. It's gonna be a damn fight to keep your kids, to keep them on the straight path. It's gonna be a fight, man, because the schools are targeting your children. I was watching a show on it was in Netflix. The show was called Warrior, The Warrior or something. It's like a show where, like this martial arts guy. So I'm watching season 1. You know what I'm saying? As soon as season 1 starts, they show a little hint of the closet. Then season 2 comes, they show full-blown closet. Out of nowhere, some man from China comes. He's a martial artist and he's from the closet. They have to include the closet, you know? It has to be included. So this is what you're in, man. The personal is dead, man. We're in a society now, and this is why my new quote is it's hold the truth hostage, where if the truth was so important we don't negotiate with lies, would hold the truth hostage. Then I'm now ending it by saying full-time ghosting is not an option. It's the only choice. Because dude, your health, your life, it all comes to you being disattached. And a lot of people think, oh, disattached means what? I'm not going to enjoy my life. I'm not going to live. No, bro, you can live. You can enjoy your life. You just have to understand that to enjoy your life, you can't live for the standards of the society you're in. You can't. The way you buy houses, the way you celebrate things, you only do that for business reasons. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you go to work and everybody's celebrating Christmas. You're not gonna say, "Well, I don't celebrate Christmas." No, you're gonna celebrate. You're gonna, "All right, man, I brought some cake or I brought whatever. I'm a secret Santa gift or whatever the hell it is." You'll celebrate it. You know what I mean? So you don't, give them a reason. Remember, you're behind enemy lines. I was talking to a guy that, he don't celebrate a lot of things. He's at the job, and I'm like, dude, you don't want to give the job where you work at a reason to look at you like there's something wrong with you. Once they look at you like there's something wrong with you, then out of nowhere, you're going to HR. Remember, postal exists. The most dangerous employee now is that employee that doesn't participate in anything. You know what I'm saying? Somebody's birthday, I don't want to be involved. Christmas, I don't want to be involved. Dude, you know what I'm saying? You just do what you can to get to work and leave. You know, you participate in some activities here and there. You don't want to be such a stick out where they're like, oh man, something's wrong with them. You know what I mean? Because the system is already declared there's something wrong with you. You were born you were born a male. You're a target. You're behind enemy lines, man. You know, that's why you gotta work with and look at the law and try to do your best and live as best as you can, and do not do not have personal investment in the system or society you're in. If the society you're in is declared that you men are the problem, you being natural, like think about the trap. A lot of men don't understand the trapping of manhood. You following your instincts and your maturity of your sexuality to have a child now, it's a death sentence. The society has weaponized. A lot of men say they weaponize the women. Nah, that they haven't done that. They've done that to a certain extent, but not as much as they've weaponized the men to be the very reason they'll end up destroying themselves. You know what I'm saying? If you follow your manhood right now, you'd probably be in jail. Probably be in jail, paying child support, this and that. The narrative of being a man right now in this system is a trap. They've weaponized men to destroy themselves. You know what I'm saying? Think about it. Having a children, starting a family and all that, that's personal. That's personal goals and objections. And it's natural. It's a natural personal goal. You know what I'm saying? It's the law of nature. It's natural. And that is literally the most dangerous aspect of you, man. If you try to follow your personal wants and your nature as a man here, you know, you will be destroyed. You know what I'm saying? Male nature has been weaponized. And if you completely follow that male nature, you will be destroyed. That's why a lot of people are saying porn, porn watching, it's up, it's increased, it's increased. Think about it, it's increased. It's a lot of men are suffering from porn addiction and all that. Well, I mean, that's how a lot of men are putting out their energy that they will put on a woman. Like you can't catcall anymore. You know what I'm saying? To a certain extent, depending on where you're at, you can't catcall anymore. All the energy men used to have, they would put into women to just follow their natural wants and needs. You know what I'm saying? A guy will catcall some chicks. He ain't comfortable enough to go talk to him. He'll just, you know what I mean, whistle at her. Then eventually one day he'll wave his hand at her, how you doing? And then he might talk to her and so on, step by step, you know. That's been deemed demonized. It's what you're doing is oppressive and wrong. So a lot of men are putting their energies that they would put on the opposite sex in the real world on, cam girls, your OnlyFans models, your porn and all that. A lot of men are putting their natural energy they used to put into the real world, being rejected or whatever. They're putting it into the porn. Let me see what the homie Kalala said. Men are sick also. I read about a OnlyFans woman making 200K from fart jars. Yeah. Well, I mean, the fart jar thing is, let me put that up, is that you gotta understand why was that chick able to sell her bath water? You know, farts and all that. Think about it. All these men, we're now in, a lot of men don't understand. Like I'm a millennial, you know what I'm saying? I'm in my 30s, think about it. I'm in my 30s as a millennial, and we're literally over 5, 8 generations from a household having a father figure as a role model, as the leader, over 5 generations. So a lot of these men growing up where their idol, their everything was their mom. That's all they had. So now they idolize, they will buy a fart in a jar. You know what I'm saying? They'll buy a fart in a jar, they'll buy a chick's bath water because their number one growing up, their sole, projection of value was placed into, the fatherless household. The number one priority, you know what I'm saying? If they didn't want to be their mom, aka they didn't want to join the closet, they want to join the closet, man. They still want to be a heterosexual male, even a mentally broken and over effeminized uh straight male. You know what I mean? They would have some set of standards. But you gotta understand, Kalala, we're in a society now where men are openly promoting that, you know what I'm saying? They gonna eat some booty like the groceries. You know what I'm saying? This is a society we're in where if you look at a monkey in a zoo throwing its shit, you'll be like, man, that monkey is more civilized than us. Because I know people that would eat that shit that monkey is throwing. You know what I'm saying? That's a society you're in where a chimp throwing its turd away instead of eating it, you're like, oh man, that's impressive. That's impressive because the society we're in, they tell you to eat the turd like groceries. You know what I'm saying? Eat the turd like groceries. You know, this is the society we're in, man. Where mankind has devolved. Like, you gotta think about it. Eating what is that? Yeah, eating ass wasn't something in the 1920s. It wasn't something in the 1930s. It wasn't something in the 1940s. You know what I'm saying? 50s, maybe the 1960s. You had some people eating ass or something. You gotta remember the hippies and all that crap. But now it's a normal thing. Yo, this is nasty, man. This is animalistic. And I know some dudes, that's why, man, I don't, you know what I mean? I gotta buy me another pack of, I gotta get my hands on some weed or something when I get a chance. But I wouldn't share a blunt with nobody, man. It ain't safe no more, man. You know what I mean? Men are eating turds, man. Eating turds, they're, on the first date. I remember I was at the bar, man. I was at the bar dancing up on some chick. This chick was giving me she was twerking and all that. You know what I mean? It was all that stuff. And she asked me, well, do you eat? Do you eat it out? And I'm like, nah. And she looked at me crazy, like, you wouldn't eat it? How dare you? Like, you wouldn't you would not be for the opportunity to eat it out? And I'm like, nah, man, I don't do that. That ain't me. You know what I mean? But this is the norm. This is why I keep telling guys, man, the pink pill is the future, man. You know what I'm saying? You think there are men who made a chick, what is it? They made her over $50,000 drinking her bath water. You know what I'm saying? Drinking her bath water, man. So this is the future, man. And the thing is, y'all think it's bad now. This is just the beginning. We got to understand, if the 2010s was all about establishing the pink pill. It's about establishing it, you know? So what happens when it matures? The pink pill is maturing in the 2020s. By 2030, you know what I'm saying? By 2030, like right now, most rappers are, you see the P. Diddy thing. Now it's a new word, say no Diddy. Actually works. No Diddy thing actually works. But in the future, man, it's gonna be norm. It's gonna be the norm for you to be walking out in the neighborhood and you're like, what the? It's gonna be the norm that some kids going to school wearing a dress. Some little boy going to school wearing a dress. You know what I mean? It's gonna be the norm that some chick puts a jar of sweat and you gotta drink her sweat. You know what I mean? So, man, we are in that age, man. The 2020s is all about maturing the pink pill. You know, the pink pilled man. He's gonna be everywhere. A lot of guys are looking at Will Smith, laughing at Will Smith. No, Will Smith is the norm. He's the norm. You know what I'm saying? He is the norm, man. A lot of guys don't get it. Will Smith is the norm. You know what I mean? Limited edition jar, yeah. Jar collection of no more Pokemon. Yeah. Dudes ain't gonna be collecting jars of Pokemon. It's gonna be jars of, bath water. You know what I'm saying? Jars of her hair. I'm surprised some chick on OnlyFans isn't selling her pubes. You know what I mean? Selling her pubes to guys or something. You know what I mean? So to me, we're in the age of the pink pill, man. The pink pill man, the effeminized man. You gotta understand, everything you knew, you know what I'm saying, is wrong. Everything you knew in the 90s, sex sells, wrong. You know what I'm saying? Wrong. Body positivity, gender fluid. That's gonna be the big thing, I think, that's coming in the 2020s, is gender fluid. You know, we'll see how fluid some guys are, man. You know what I'm saying? Gender fluid. And this is the society you want to validate you and get attention from, you know? The society that's telling you need to be gender fluid. You need to be anything but straight. Oh my God, he's straight. Oh my, you telling me you never were gender fluid? Nah, man, I've been straight my whole life. Oh my, yo, he been straight his whole life. What's the matter with him? Is something wrong with you? I'm straight. Yeah, but that's like a very archaic way of looking at life. Like, why would you just limit yourself to being straight and not fully experience life? You can't fully experience life just being straight. You know, you got to be gender fluid. You know what I mean? You've never built a closet. Well, you play with Hot Wheels? Yeah, I played with Hot Wheel toys. So you never assembled a closet. You know what I'm saying? You never bought a closet like and you just assemble it. You never did that. Nah. I played Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and so you never assembled a closet. Nah, I never thought about assembling a closet. Uh, so a lot of guys don't get it, man. 2020s, man. I'm gonna start doing more. I plan to start doing a lot more, uploading a lot more, you know, get more active. But man, this where we're heading to the pink pill age. We're there. And I think the pink pill, a lot of guys think, well, hold the truth hostage. Won't it take like 20, what was it, 40 years? Won't it take 40 years for us to fully be indoctrinated into the pink pill? No. You gotta look at it. I personally think the red pill, that whole red pill approach of life started in 1920. Once the female vote happened, I think the red pill was born in the 1920s. You know, what I'm saying? That's when that happened. I think the 1920s. Once the male vote was not the only vote, the society changed. And look how long it took for them to fully indoctrinate the red pill way of living in, life. A whole lifestyle built on what the government deems natural and normal. That took over. So you're saying 1920, I think it fully took shape, the red pill, probably 1970 after the no fault divorce was passed. So you're looking at 1920. So about it took 50 years. It took 50 years for the red pill to be normalized, just become a way of life. So 50 years. Now, with the pink pill, I don't think that. I think by 2030, because of the internet, because of the internet and our smartphones and just how accessible information can be displayed and projected, I think it's only going to take us probably, I'd say probably, so it started in 2010s, really, you know what I'm saying? Because I'd say probably 30 years. It'll probably take 30 years. So I think the pink pill will be completely indoctrinated into our society by 2030. Now there is a chance of it being deflected, and that's where AI comes in. But that's a whole other video. I plan to do a video on AI because I think AI is gonna be the last chance for the straight male image. I think the straight male image, the last chance it has to survive or be reborn, it's gonna be through technology. You know what I'm saying? Because now you can't cast any actors, man. All these actors are activists. Everyone's not to everyone's the sheep with the program. Everyone is following the shepherd, and that shepherd is the government, um, the corporations, and the religions. the shepherds. Everyone's the sheep are following. So I think, and I've been saying this for years, that straight men don't live. We don't live in issues. We eventually will solve it. You know, and I think that's where technology is gonna come. I think technology with AI, especially with AI, will affect the straight male. You know what I'm saying? The straight male. Let me see. Now I don't know what the homie Kalala said. I don't know. Every big AI company has been censored. No, well, not if you use open source. If you're using open source, you can, they're made uncensored. But I think AI will be the savior of the straight male, you know, the savior. I think that's going to be the tool, because who can you hire right now? Even if you're a director. I saw Selma Hayek said, well, she said in Desperado she had to play a naked woman. It's a rated R movie. You know what I'm saying? Rated R. Oh, it was abusive. The director, blah blah blah, took advantage. Blah blah blah. You can't trust hiring humans anymore, man. You know what I'm saying? They're gonna come back at you with a lawsuit claiming you tried to groom them, and there's just so much to plug money back into the system. And I think what's going to happen in the future of the straight man is connected to AI, you know, because once the straight man is like, you know what, I know I can't get my content, I can't create with any real person, because to create with a real person is becoming risky. They might come back and all this BS. So the only way to do something now is through technology, the AI. I think it's coming, and a lot of these this so-called feminist movement, the government operations and so on, they don't see the power that's in this AI technology. They don't know that the straight male will not go extinct. You know what I'm saying? The straight male will not just sit down and die. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's where technology, because at the end of the day, money talks. Money is still, even though the currency has changed, because the biggest currency now is validation. You know, money isn't the number one currency anymore. You know, I've seen people do some stupid things for some likes and subscriptions on YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. They don't, but I think the straight male, I think there's enough of us left. There's enough of us that remember the 90s, I remember the 2000s. The last good decade, I think, for straight men was the 2000s. You know what I'm saying? 2000s, probably, I'd say 2000 to about 2008-ish, 7 or something, 6. Maybe the mid 2000s was the last time, because we gotta remember Queer Eye for the Straight Guy was was that in the 90s or early 2000s? It might have been 90s, I think. So, but I think the straight male, the last decade, it was the law of the straight man, was, I think, the 2000s. All the female actresses had to be sexually attractive or interesting. The male actors had to be action heroes. Like, look at the movie that's hot now, Dune. The Dune movie. The Dune movie is the lead actor's in the closet, and the lead actor is built like he works for Starbucks. You know what I'm saying? He's a Starbucks barista playing an action hero. You know what I'm saying? This is where we're at. And I think the straight male, the fact that enough of straight male content is made billions, franchise billions of dollars. The interest is still there. I think by with AI technology, with what's gonna go down, I think by 2025 to 2030 is gonna be a huge event, a major year, man, because I think that's gonna be where the straight male goes on full blown, full action mode. You know what I'm saying? Where straight men will just be moving, man. creating. You know what I'm saying? Oh, the homie, what's good, man? What's up, brother? What's good, man? You know what I'm saying? So I think by 2025 will be, you know what I'm saying, to borrow Star Wars, it'll be the return of the straight man. Oh my God, they're back. The straight men. They're creating content. They're dominating the culture again. I mean, I think 2025 will be the return of the straight man because one thing I give the closet is this, man. The closet doesn't know how to make money. You know what I mean? That's where the straight male will rise again because one thing straight men do and the way we make things, and since we're the majority, the mass majority, we make money. You know, so I think the straight male, by virtue of money and creating money, will be coming back. You know, I just think 2025, man, when that ball drops on 2025, we're gonna see. I plan to do a stream on it. You know, I gotta plan it out, but I think I think the straight male will be making a resurgence because right now all the movies are dying. Hollywood is dead, man. It is completely dead. There's no return. There's no return for Hollywood. You know, it's dead. You know, it's nothing but weirdos and a lot of documentaries coming out of them abusing kids. And a lot of people think, like right now, I think the Nickelodeon guy's getting a lot of heat because he abused these kids. But my narrative is that, yo, he's not the biggest problem. The biggest problem is the Hollywood system that hired and feeds this guy. This is what they do. For them abusing kids, taking advantage of children, it's a part of what they do. It's normal for them. You know what I'm saying? You can't spell Hollywood without hiding a child. You know what I mean? You can't spell Hollywood without hiding a child. You know, so it's the normal thing. But luckily for us, that technology is coming. Technology is coming, and Hollywood is becoming obsolete. You know, and the very nature of entertainment is completely changing. You know, so we're gonna see, man. 2025, bro. 2025. I plan to do a stream on AI. You know, I gotta do it because I think a lot of people are being fed fear. They're being fed fear because what they want you to fear the solution. You know what I'm saying? It's always pushing fear when it comes to the solution. And like I tell people, with this full-time ghosting thing, man, we all about solutions here, man. You know what I'm saying? And there's no idealism. I'm not here to make the country better. I'm not driven by ideals. You know, ideals are delusion. You can't change a country that, you don't have $1 trillion. You know what I'm saying? And here's the thing, if you had $1 trillion right now, that wouldn't even do nothing. That still wouldn't be enough to save your country and change it. The country is indebted. What is it? America has over $20 trillion in debt. And you think if you had $1 trillion, you could change the country? You ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I'm saying? So to me, man, a lot is changing. And I'm about to end the stream. I want to thank everybody, man. I want to thank everybody for giving me the messages after the car accident. I want to thank everybody. And I'm gonna get back active, man. I'm gonna get back on here because to me, man, things are about to get interesting. You know what I'm saying? Things are about to get interesting, and a lot of men don't know, man. Late 2024, man. Mark my words, man. I used to do this a lot. The what is it? Give me a minute. Do I still have it? Yeah, yeah. Let me put it back. Yeah. Mark my words, man. A black pill prophecy. The black pill prophecy, man. You know, late 2024, people. The black pill prophecy. Keep your eyes, man. Because everything's about to change, man. Everything's changing because we're in though we're in the age of the pink pill, we're also at a point where technology has never been more accessible than ever before. And what would happen? In fact, before I end the stream, ask yourself this. You know, let me ask everybody this question. Ask yourself this question. What would happen if straight men had access to the technology where they could create their own bubbles? You know what I'm saying? Their own their own forums, their own social media sites at the snap of a hand. At a snap. What happens when straight men, snap of a finger, could literally create their own media, their own social sites and all that? What would happen? Like right now, I got a Discord, and a lot of people on the Philosophy Discord know I had to put a bot. I had to put a bot to block. You know what I'm saying? I had to block so many words with this bot, because of how Discord is targeting us and all that anyway. So what will happen when every straight male, and those straight men with some money too as well, that no longer need a Hollywood, they don't need a Facebook, they don't need none of them. At a snap of a finger, they can have their solutions. What you think's gonna happen? You know what I'm saying? What you think's gonna happen, man? It will change everything. We're heading towards 2025. You got to ask yourself, if Hollywood is dead, as in the corporations and the government can no longer feed and project their imagery through Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? Through entertainment. If entertainment is no longer in the hands of Hollywood and it's now in the hands of damn near anybody, what you think's gonna happen? That's why I tell a lot of guys we're heading backwards in a way, but without the law changing. A lot is happening. I've touched up on them in many streams, but guys, I want to thank everybody, for stopping by. This has been Hold the Truth Hostage, where if the truth was so important, we wouldn't negotiate with lies. We would hold the truth hostage, and full-time ghosting is not an option. It's the only choice. And again, the Man Vantage book is out. Feel free to check it out. I will have the physical printing soon. And the thing about the Man Vantage book is it's safe to share with someone else. It's safe to share it, But peace out, man, and I hope everybody well.
They said the truth won't survive beside the lies that maintain.